I'm going to talk about this as I stretch here. Because he could. This is a story I never told my kids. There was a young man who was very brilliant. I'm going to try to put this against one of my coffee cups here. And he was in my class, my graduating class of 1980 at a regional high school. And there were 3 towns that went to this regional high school. And I was in the smaller town, but there were 3 towns. And there were 262 kids that went. And this young man was not only smart, he seemed very well-mannered, very straightforward, got good grades, teachers loved him. Everybody seemed to really like him, including upperclassmen and lower class, above and below his grade. He had siblings. I knew he had at least one. He might have had 2, I'm not sure. I was never involved with this young man. However, I knew that he was nice, kind, really smart, and very, very, very well-liked and well-behaved. Like, he would be the guy that you'd want your daughter to be around, okay? So, every once in a while, I gather, he was really good friends with this guy who had very little self-control. And I'll say it like that. Because it seemed like he had very little self-control, this other guy. And he was like the wrong guy at the wrong place at the wrong time all the time. Okay? I only got to know him about 2 years after this tragedy had happened. So the nice young man, who didn't necessarily always do stupid things, he probably did some stupid things that I didn't know about. But my brother knew him more than I did, because they were in the same activity. They were in one activity at school together. And that is how my brother knew him, and that is how a lot of people knew him. And he was very talented, this young man. And you never heard anything negative about this kid. Never. Okay? And every once in a while, he would hang out with his friend that was not on all these A lists, if you know what I mean. So what ended up happening was, one day, this guy gets killed. This nice boy, a year before he's going to graduate in high school. And he gets killed, I find out, years later. I don't know exactly how he died until years later. And I find out that he was hanging out with this other kid who wasn't anywhere near this guy's academic standing, musical standing, liked by teachers standing, liked by students standing. He was a guy that just, I guess people knew him, but I don't think he was popular at all, as a matter of fact. No, I don't know if anybody disliked him. Maybe they did. I don't know. But I began to realize that these guys used to do stupid things together every once in a while. So this one stupid thing that they did, I think it was in August, killed this straight A student. I think he was a straight A student who was well liked by everybody, teachers, and yada, yada, yada. So that was the end of him. And it's almost been 40 years ago. It's coming up. In a year, it'll be 40 years ago it happened. And when I found out the details of what happened, the real details, okay, because I would listen to people, I shut my mouth and I'd listen, and I hear stuff, and you only believe certain things and whatnot. I knew that what I had eventually heard, the whole story, that it was true. And the problem was, the one kid knew how to manipulate the system, and they did something really stupid. They crossed a highway. I don't know what time of the day it was. I didn't really get, I don't know exactly the time. But you don't cross a highway unless you're going on an overpass, or there's some kind of, I don't know, but usually you have a thing that goes on. Well, there was one of those, but you had to get to it, okay? So in doing so, this young man got killed, and his friend, he died in this guy's arms, in this other guy's arms. Now think about the capacity of pain, not only to the community, not only to the parents and the siblings of the kid that got killed, but to the person that hit him on the highway, who was innocent. Think about this. And what may have happened to that person, I don't know who it was, okay, But they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. They were where they were supposed to be. The other two guys, they weren't. And there's a saying that one of my relatives said way, way back when. And I thought I'd never say this. And this morning I said it in front of my husband to our children, to our two teenage daughters. And I said to them, and this doesn't always hold true. That's why I didn't think I'd ever say it. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Now, I have a lot of people who are friends. They're Facebook, YouTube, whatever, okay? But Facebook primarily, I'm on there a lot. And then you have your tight, close friends. And the people you have to really watch out for are your close friends. Because are they really your friends? Or are they getting something from the relationship and you're getting something, but maybe you're not getting, eventually, you're not getting the correct lessons. Maybe they're not telling you the truth. Maybe they're showing you the wrong way because you're more popular or you're more well-liked by somebody that they like, or by teachers, or you get better grades than they do, or you're just better at something. They may be better than you on a lot of things, but they're not seeing that. They may be prettier than you, but they're not seeing that because of their own insecurities or whatever, or how they're brought up, or how they're taught, or how maybe they're biased. You don't know. So you have to be very aware with who you surround yourself with. And I didn't tell my kids this story today about the kid getting killed on the highway. They heard the story about the kids in my class that were supposed to graduate, and within 10 days of graduation, they found out they were going to be failing. And they were straight A students, or two of them were really, really smart. They were college bound, and they weren't going to graduate without summer school, because why? They decided to party in their fourth marking period and cut class. And you can't miss so many classes of an honors class, or any class for that matter, in the state of New Jersey. It's pretty strict here, I think, which is good. So, food for thought. You got to watch who your friends are, because they may be social vampires. They may not be your real friends. They may be your friends of convenience, that they're getting too much of something from you. And they only wish you to fall and fail, because they don't feel as wonderful about themselves as you do about yourself. Have a great day. Stay safe. Be well.